Hi, series recap here. Today I'm going to explain the second part of a science fiction comedy drama television series called Upload. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. A few days into the virtual afterlife, Nathan gets used to it. He has made friends with a billionaire businessman, David, and frequently accompanies him to the golf course. Nora also visits him frequently and helps him when he feels down. Recently, Nathan has been feeling like the life he's lived had no worth. He tells Nora that he wants to do something significant that makes changes in people's life. But since the uploads are not allowed to work, it is impossible. Nora thinks of something and brings him to the lowest level of Afterlife packages. Such packages are bought by poor people who cannot afford good food in life. They live in plain white rooms just for the sake of being alive. When the subscription runs out, they freeze and remain like that until someone from the outside pays for it. Moreover, the company charges money for the smallest upgrades like pages of books, one's body parts, and so on. Being a programmer, Nathan knows that insignificant things like a book and body parts must not be that expensive. The company is clearly scamming its clients for money. The lifestyle of the poor people gives Nathan a new motive to live. He discusses how he can bring food for these people hidden in his pockets, but right then they're interrupted by Ingrid. She's calling Nathan to appear in an interview with Vogue. The interview is about how being a long-distance couple has affected their relationship. Nathan truthfully says that they haven't had many chances to talk like they used to. However, Ingrid mends the story to her liking and paints them as the perfect couple. They also touch on the topic of intimacy and how they haven't made love after Nathan's death. To do so, Ingrid will have to wear an intimacy suit which will bring her to Nathan in physical form, but temporarily. She promises to do so soon. By the end of the interview, Nathan is completely ignored. In the evening, he's alone in his room, deep in his thoughts. Nora sees this and comes to accompany him. He asks her if relationships between uploads and real people actually work. Nora replies that it entirely depends on the couple, so he shouldn't give up hope. Nathan instantly feels better after talking to her. The next morning, Ingrid surprises him by knocking on his door. She has bought an intimacy suit and is here to make love to him. Nathan is taken aback, but for some reason, he doesn't get aroused. Nora sees them through her screen and cannot help but feel jealous. Ingrid thinks her boyfriend is going through a systemic malfunction and calls Nora for help. Upon arriving, Nora touches Nathan softly and asks him what he feels. He's instantly aroused, but Nora has to leave after that. When she is out, Nathan and Ingrid finally get to make love. Outside, Nora tells her co-worker, Alicia, about what happened. They understand that there is no systemic malfunction, which means Nathan was aroused by Nora, not Ingrid. Alicia forces Nora to reinstall the one-night stand app nightly and go on a date with someone. In the meantime, Fran is at the grocery store that Nathan stopped at one night of his death. She meets the manager and asks to see the CCTV footage of the night. On looking at it, she sees Ingrid come back to Nathan's car when he's not around. It is clear that she did something to the vehicle, which was probably the cause of the accident. At night, Nora meets her nightly date, who happens to be Byron, the same guy who she hooked up with last time. They do not like each other but end up spending the night together. This time, Byron seems to be interested in her and the two plan to meet up again. The following morning, Ingrid wakes up early and takes off the intimacy suit without telling her boyfriend. Nathan wakes up a while later and feels the loneliest he has ever been. In the following scene, Dylan is talking to his mother on a call. Since he died at the age of 12, he has already turned 18 but is trapped in his old body. His younger brother has had 2 girlfriends already, which makes him feel like trash. Somewhere else, Nathan and Ingrid are attending the couple's counseling. They think it will be the best for their relationship since they fail to communicate with each other often. Ingrid complains that Nathan is too distant, while Nathan argues his life is not in his hands anymore. She controls his every step and gives him no freedom. Just when he completes saying this, his pants upgrade to skinny jeans at Ingrid's purchase, which further proves his point. But the therapist dismisses it by saying they look good on him. Dylan is with Nora, complaining that he hasn't grown body hair yet. He curses and talks like a teenager, making her uncomfortable. He also hits on women and sexualizes them, which does nothing but make him look like a weirdo. They are joined by Nathan, who bombards them with complaints about his annoying girlfriend. He and Dylan get along well after finding out that Dylan dived off a building for Instagram likes. As they play, Nora gets a call from her father, who has been admitted to the hospital and is very sick. She keeps Nathan in charge of the kid and rushes to the hospital. In the computer room, Luke is swiping left of the living girls. Alicia comes to inform him that the dead cannot be on dating apps with living people on them. Even if he matches, there's no way for him to go out with the girls. Luke says he's only doing it for fun, but he plans to hack into the system to get to the girls. He runs to Nathan and Dylan and tells them about the nightly dates. He also discloses that there's a place called the Grey Market near the hotel. It is a restricted zone filled with hackers who can get them to a virtual human club. Many girls wear VR to come to this club and won't know they're not real people. It is the perfect opportunity for Luke to hook up with the human girls. Nathan doesn't want to go, but Dylan insists that he does. In the end, they agree. Luke used a hard drive to hack the butler before the trio enters the Grey Zone. They only have 40 minutes in the Grey Market before being vanished off the virtual world. Luke waits for the tickets to be fixed while the other two wander around. Nathan finds a hacker who can get into any person's digital watch. Nathan remembers his friend Jamie and asks this guy to hack into his watch. In a clip from the watch, Jamie is in a meeting talking to investors about the app they were creating. Nathan knows something about it is off, but he doesn't remember most of his time with Jamie and doesn't know what the strange feeling in his chest is. While he's at it, Dylan escapes into the crowd and finds a tattoo artist who can help him hit puberty. The man tattoos XX chromosomes on his arm, forgetting that it applies to women. In the meantime, Nora meets with her father in the hospital. They talk about her mother's death and how it affected their lives. To make him feel better, Nora says that she's seeing a man who she likes. Her father excitedly asks her to get to know him better. While she's in the hospital, Nora also meets an upload technician. She inquires if a man's memory can be erased due to a scanning issue. The technician says it is impossible and gives her a card to a program that might help her locate the problem. She goes to her office and uses the card to access an old video of Nathan and Ingrid together. Ingrid has brought him to her house for the first time and is showing off her father's achievements. Nora also notices that the missing memories were deleted from her PC. She's shocked because this would mean someone deliberately wanted Nathan to forget something. Back in the afterlife, Nathan puts Dylan to bed and gets ready to go to the club with Luke. Luke, on the other hand, is already at the club with the girls. When Dylan is alone, his body changes because of the tattoo. He confidently walks outside, only to find out that he has turned into a woman. Soon, Nora arrives and is disappointed in Nathan for breaking his promise. She reprograms Dylan, but he will take an hour to return to his older self. Alicia also finds Luke in the club and tells his date that he's a dead man. As a result, they run away and he's brought back to the hotel. A while later, Nora hears Nathan and Dylan talk about how women are treated unfairly because of their bodies. The kid was a girl for only a few hours, but is more mature than Luke after the incident. Nora is glad that he has someone like Nathan looking out for him. Then we see Fran driving to Josh's place to discuss his relationship with Nathan. However, her car starts to malfunction on the way. Eventually, it falls into a lake and she drowns. The following day, Nora and her father go out on a virtual date. Her father senses that she's interested in Nathan, but since he's dead, he wants her to give Byron a chance. Nora promises to get to know the guy better and asks him out on a date in the evening. In Nathan's room, he wakes up to his niece Nevaeh coming to surprise him. Ingrid sent her, knowing that Nathan has been feeling lonely lately. Nevaeh and Ingrid are also having a sleepover tonight because she wants to mingle with Nathan's family and the people he loves. Nevaeh gets to meet Nora and instantly likes her. After she leaves, Nora approaches Nathan, advertising an energy bar that her boss asked her to. He invites her to watch the sunset with him, but Nora has to decline because of her date with Byron. Nathan is visibly upset, but he wishes her good luck. In the following scene, Nora and Byron are together. After getting to know him, she realizes that he's not a bad person, but throughout the date she cannot stop thinking about Nathan. Byron is interested to know how the upload system works, so Nora brings him to her office. Meanwhile, Nevaeh is with Ingrid and her family for dinner. She finds it strange that they insult each other every chance they get. Ingrid's mother makes fun of her for choosing a poor boyfriend, and in turn, Ingrid calls her an old bitch. They also see Nevaeh eating and compare her to a pig. In the end, Ingrid feels bad for the little girl and kicks her family out. By the looks of it, it is not the first time this has happened. When the girls are alone, Ingrid suggests they get the same hairstyle. At the same time, Nathan is with his neighbors, a gay couple who's paying extra to be sick and get the humanly feeling. Nathan thinks it is strange, but the couple enjoys getting stuffy noses. After they go to sleep, he's left alone again. The thought of Nora going out on a date makes him anxious and he can hardly fall asleep. Right then, Nora and Byron arrive at her work and see that Nathan is painting. Byron wants to go back to his place, but Nora claims that she wants to work for a while now. When he leaves, she goes to Nathan and compliments his painting. They watch the stars and fall asleep together on the ground. Meanwhile, Ingrid and Nevaeh are having ice cream. Nevaeh is pleasantly surprised that she's having fun with Ingrid. She gives Nathan's hoodie to her that she stole on the night he died. It turns out that she snuck into his car in front of the grocery store to steal the hoodie, not to mess with the car and kill him. This means the cause of Nathan's death was something else. The following day, Nora is found napping in front of her desk. Her boss arrives at work and freaks out, seeing her sleeping by Nathan on the screen. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.